What's good with y'all? It's your boy Chris, and we're back on Spurs Spotlight with another banger.
Yeah, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
Hi team, today we're tuning into the Road Trippin' Podcast. Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, and Ellie Clifton had some stuff to say about the San Antonio Spurs way too early 2024-2025 NBA predictions. I was just listening to this podcast for fun, and they actually mentioned the San Antonio Spurs, so I'm bringing it on Spurs Spotlight so we can go over it together, and I want to see what y'all guys think about their predictions. Do you think they're accurate, or do you think that Richard Jefferson is tripping? Because sometimes Richard Jefferson could be tripping, and sometimes he could be kind of on point. Like whenever he said Chet was Rookie of the Year, I did not see that at all. I think Channing Frye endorses the Spurs a little bit. I think he does like Wemby. Without wasting too much time, let's get into it. As always, we have the beat headphones. I think I am blocking Channing Frye. So you know what? Yes, sir. I had to move a little bit, so I wasn't blocking Channing Frye. But let's get straight to it.
I'm on the Houston. Hey, Houston and San Antonio. I think.
What?
Say
San
All
Antonio,
right, here we go. Hot take.
sleeper. You got
San
Houston.
Antonio,
Antonio's my
Rich.
sleeper. San Antonio's my sleeper. San Antonio top 8 this year. You had
Yes,
Chris
sir.
Paul. You had
I was
Harrison.
about to say that.
The only way that they don't do it is if
If
there's
Chris Paul gets hurt.
No, I wouldn't even say them. I think they're committed. I think to already Wemby's saying Wemby's a bit impatient, which I love. Kind of like LeBron, other great players, Luka, where very early on they're like, okay, I proved to you, where's my help?
Yeah.
Where I don't need to take lumps for 5-6 years, and like people forget, like Tim Duncan had David Robinson next to him. He had Avery Johnson, had Sean Elliott next to him.
Tim Duncan was a lot older than Wemby. I do agree with Richard Jefferson, though. I do think Wemby is a little bit impatient, not to where he's going to leave San Antonio or demand that the Spurs go get somebody right now, but I think Wemby's just itching to win. The competitive spirit inside Wemby's kind of like Kobe Bryant with their mentality. I do think that Wemby is slightly impatient, and I would be too if I was that good. I understand what Richard Jefferson's saying. Top 8 seed, I don't know. That's a pretty high expectation for the Spurs in a stacked West, but I want to buy into it. I want to believe it, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. Y'all let me know what y'all are thinking down below in the comments. I think it's possible, but we're just gonna have to see.
Right? Cool. Like, you forget that these great players had legitimate players right next to him. Even David Robinson, I feel like they drafted Sean Elliott like 2 years later, so he had an all-star immediately next to him, because that's what Sean Elliott was. So I'm just saying this. He is now in the space where everyone recognizes that he's so good. It's kind of like the player can change your timetable. The player can. That was my beef with OKC. Your players have changed your timetable. Don't tell me that you want to wait a year when they can make it to the finals and then you don't go get a big for them at the deadline. They change your timetable. Same with Wemby changed their timetable. They should have been able to tank and maybe add Cooper Flag, and now all of a sudden you're like, what the hell is going on? But they're going to play well. They add Chris Paul. They add a floor manager. They add a wing. Devin Vassell is nice. They got Keldon Johnson. They got 2 wings. You got a veteran. Like, they're good if they're healthy. But if somebody misses time and they decide to go back into tank mode, but if they're healthy, they're going to be in the top 8 because Chris Paul going to get them the ball.
Ooh, Richard Jefferson might be cooking. He might be cooking. He didn't even mention Jeremy Sohan, but we got some pieces now. We got some pieces this season. I'm excited to see it. Wemby did accelerate the timetable. I think that's why Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley don't have as much time to develop as we thought they did. Wemby was just way better than we expected. Even Popovich said, I forgot who said it in an interview, that they were talking to Pop, and Pop said that Wemby was going to take some time. As we saw, that is not true. He did not take no time. In his 5th game, he dropped 38 against Kevin Durant. He just came out and was straight beast, and obviously the second half of the season was another level. He took a jump mid-season, but even when he first came into the league, he was dominant. Wemby definitely is putting pressure on the Spurs staff by just him proving he was so good. Now the Spurs kind of have to give him some talent. They have to give him something to work with and see what he's going to do with this talent. I agree. Let's see if he has anything else to say, and if not, we're just going to get out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can I tell you guys something?
No.
So I'm still hung up on this Anthony Davis Sabonis
Okay.
thing.
Yep. No, we're not talking about AD or Sabonis. I agree. Richard Jefferson, bold prediction, top 8 seed. What are y'all guys thinking? Y'all make sure to leave it down below in the comments. Going into the season now, I'm for sure thinking we're playing, and if we could sneak into that playing, you never know with Wemby. The type of player he is, he shows up on the big stages. If we get Wemby inside the playing, I think he could just elevate his game and take us into the playoffs as an A seed or something like that. But I don't think that we will be a top 8 seed. Again, I would love to be wrong. I'm a Spurs fan. I'm just trying to keep my bias to the side. I don't think we're going to be a top 8, but I do see a world where we sneak into the playoffs through the play-in. So y'all let me know what y'all thinking down below. Y'all make sure to leave a like, comment down below. As always, subscribe to Spurs Spotlight, get all your Spurs news here. And until then, it's me and boy Chris, and I'm out. Peace.